Hello, everyone. It's episode 67 of the General Damage Podcast.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. What's up? It's kind of a new... well, not new. We're doing it a little bit differently. We have someone else speaking instead of Shane, because fuck that guy.
Wait.
I mean, good try.
Good
right
try.
Inflection? Not at the right time.
Well, you weren't gonna do it.
Not at the right
I
time.
didn't want the surprise to be ruined.
We're going to introduce ourselves. You jumped.
We're going to introduce ourselves. I am Nick.
I'm Will, I guess.
You guess. And I'm
guess.
Ashley,
Right now.
Shane's significant other, back from episode 25, I think it was.
Yeah, wow.
I was going to look it up. It's episode
I think
25
so,
we
yeah.
did that?
Damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah, the last time we had Ash on
It was September.
September. We were in Pasadena on our road trip, and they came over, and we recorded
And I
an
was in the
episode.
process of escaping
Yeah.
the desert, and as you guys already know, we have.
Yeah.
I also
Yeah,
get
they
made
are.
fun of
Yeah.
for my accent apparently out here, but then I have to laugh because I go to the grocery store and they have wicked sales signs everywhere, and I was like, this isn't real.
No matter where you're from, there's always either accent or slang. You can't escape it. Like,
Yeah.
even in
Yeah.
California, we have
Yeah.
something. That they're like, I say hella more than I probably should.
I don't notice it.
I don't, and I only notice it when I'm just like,
I'm upset because years ago I
Going
started
on.
saying it ironically, and now I say it. I hate myself
it's
just a
usually-
little every time.
I usually say it's like, oh, that's hella cool, or hella sick, or that's fucking dope, or some shit like that. I also use, like, old-timey vernacular, so, like, that's kind of, sometimes I'll bust out things from, like, my mom's side of the family. Growing up in Pennsylvania, it's not you guys, it's yuns.
Oh.
And I've caught myself once saying yuns, and I was like, what the hell
What
just
was
happened?
that thing?
Yeah, I became old and channeled my grandma. I'm not okay with
Oh,
this.
what is it, that Santa Claus meme where he just ages instantly?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
That is exactly how it was. So, and Shane, let's be real, y'all. Shane's, scope of vernacular from Massachusetts is definitely the most fun to make fun of. Referring to something as being wicked awesome doesn't make it any better. Oh, great, Shane. I'm glad it's wicked awesome. He fucking said that during one of our podcasts recently, and that shit was fucking
Well, one
hilarious.
time when he was in California, he's like, oh, that's hella wicked something, and we were all laughing at him. We're like, you're just throwing it all together now, man.
Both coasts come together to form...
No, it's like I had I'm sure y'all already know his leg's all messed up. But I had to take him over to the orthopedist today, and he's trying to fill out paperwork, and he's like, wait, for race and ethnicity, he's like, do I put white or Caucasian? Which one? I said, dude, just put hella white. He's like, no, wait, which one? What do I put in what spot? I'm like, just write really big in the box, hella white. Like, that's what...
I'm sure they'll understand.
They'll get it.
At that point.
Yeah, that's... Okay.
So, Will...
I always think that the California accent is fast more than anything else.
It talks fast, like an and then depending on which kind of generation you're from or what you grew up with, you use a lot of either skater slang or kind of more of the yuppie slang. Yeah. So
And I think I think the speed comes from Spanish influence.
I can see that.
Because Spanish is really
it
fast.
really threw Shane off when he first came out there to school, because I remember him telling us, he's like, it really throws me off because he's like, I used to be the fast one in my group of friends, and he's like, and now I have all of you guys, and it's like, I crack a joke and you guys are all over me and I can't keep up because it's all happening so fast.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch.
It also may be a bit of a culture, just kind of a cultural thing that we are constantly on the go and we need to get from point A to point B as fast as we can. So, like, any form of delay feels like it chews up too much time.
Yeah.
I feel like that one's probably in a lesser capacity, but it's not too far off.
Yeah, to an extent, but, like, that's different in, like, the business sense because it's business casual is kind of the uniform here.
Yeah, definitely.
And there is the chilled back attitude of California. Because I heard the story that, it's American Express, whose company is based in New York, hated dealing with Costco corporate because Costco is a West Coast company, and they're laid back and they're chill and they're kind of whatever. But American Express had to suck it up to them because they were what's the word I'm looking for? Like American Express. It was like I think Costco was like 25% of American Express's revenue, not profit, revenue. So it's like they could not be like stick their noses at Costco. But again, it's different attitudes.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Will, why don't you tell us about where you're going to be first?
Oh, sure. Why not? We can get into that shtick. So, I am tomorrow, which will be Thursday. I'm heading to Austin for the RTX convention. This will be like the second time I've gone to it. Last year was the first year I'd ever done it. And it's a blast. Like for those who are fans of Rooster Teeth, to any of their kind of like subsequent sections of it, whether it be Let's Play Family, Solely Achievement Hunters, their animated program, or just Rooster Teeth in general. There's always something for someone there, and it's just kind of a blast because it really is for the fans. It's really just kind of an event that is meant to appreciate the fans, and kind of we get to watch or interact with the creators of Rooster Teeth. It's cool. So one of the things we're going to try and do is we're going to try and go see one of the, if you guys have not seen it, do one of the theater mode lives.
You got to get there early.
Yeah.
What's
so
that?
We're talking about it.
It.
It's not.
So, theater mode is inspired by Mystery Science Theater. And so this is prior to them, Mystery Science Theater getting a revamp. What they decided to do is, they have all these like B-level like horror / sci-fi / whatever movies that they have the licenses
like D-level.
to. Dude, it's B-level or level.
It's god awful.
Dude, some of them are great. Some of them are like, what did I just sit down and watch?
Thanksgiving is just it's up there.
To be fair, Thanksgiving's probably one of the better movies on that.
Yeah, but it's that. So Thanksgiving, Ashley, it's basically about a murderous turkey.
This sounds like this sounds like a movie for Shane
it's a
and
puppet.
given
it's
that
a puppet.
I've been wanting to kick the turkeys outside or get in a fight with one. So
yeah, so it's about a murderous turkey. I think at one part it literally like just punches its head through someone.
Yeah, it literally
says like gobble gobble, motherfucker.
Yeah, it rips through a dude's chest.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's typically they'll rotate through Achievement Hunters cast of 3 people. So it's 3 people they'll commentate on it, and they have drinking game rules for it that you can participate in, and you can watch these like terrible movies from like the trauma movies to like I'm trying to remember some of the other production companies.
Trauma knows what it is though.
Yeah, they're unashamed by how bad they are. So yeah, like we're trying. We at least two of us in our group of three want to go and check it out. They're doing it at the Paramount Theater this time. So the cool thing is we don't need to buy a ticket for the event. It's just show up there early enough. Hope you get in. And it's a crapshoot. We'll see if we're able to make it. But it's one of those movies. I sat down and if you ever want to watch a movie and question why the fuck you're watching it, Luther the Geek.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, and Ashley, you know what a geek is, right?
No.
In the actual sense of a geek. Yeah, okay, good. For those that don't, a geek in the real sense of what a geek is, it's typically a carny who bites the heads of chickens off the neck. Just full on chicken head and mouth bite. Done. Show's
I didn't know this is where we were going with that, so I am also equally surprised.
you thought you meant the regular.
Oh no, yeah. The original the original term for geek was a carny who bit the head of a chicken off. That's where geek actually comes from.
I have learned something.
Yeah, and so the movie is about this dude named Luther who has prosthetic teeth that are basically filed down like metal bits in like dentures and bites people. And the whole while he says not a single word, but clucks like a fucking
Can we pair
chicken.
him against the Thanksgiving turkey? Let's see how that goes.
That would be... Well, unfortunately, the Thanksgiving turkey lives long enough to make a third movie. Luther gets killed at the very end, but fucks up someone else's life, and she starts clucking like a chicken. So, yeah. Man, that movie was not the worst I've seen in the theater mode, but fucking shit. But back to the kind of the whole thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this thing. It's a 3-day long event. But they even have stuff on Thursday as well. One of the dudes, Jack, does... they have a local go-kart area called K1 Racing, and they'll typically do like a charity event the day before RTX. So like it's a good group of... Like, the Rooster Teeth family in general is really cool. Really good community of people that... like creating awesome content for their fans, and also like doing a lot for kind of people in general. They do a number of fundraising stuff. Jack Patillo typically heads that up, and he's very passionate about it. And his wife Katie also helps him out a lot now as well. So. Yeah, they're an awesome bunch of people, and they're really kind of nice people to chat with. So I'm super stoked to go on that. I'm very tired.
I feel so bad for you after that drive.
Yeah, so for those that also don't know, I got back from Portland on Monday, and... Fuck! My brother and his girlfriend moved up there, and we woke up at I think 3 a.m. on Saturday to make it to Portland by about 5, so they could get keys to their apartment and be able to kind of move shit in. And from where we live, Portland's a 13-hour drive, and for some people that's not a long drive. I don't typically drive 13 hours on the regular.
mean, I've driven across the country, and that's still a long drive.
Yeah, and we did it in a day. Both drives we did in a day. That is the longest, most intense drive, and I think we like every 2 hours or so we stopped to fill up gas, but we didn't take like a full break.
Oh, but did you guys at least switch between driving?
No, because there were only 2 out of the 4 people that went on this trip. Only 2 of us could drive vehicles.
Yeah, but at least there was 2 of you, right?
Well, no.
Oh no.
Actually, it's basically we took 2 vehicles, and the 2 people that could drive were the only people that drove. So it's physically tough on the body. Like if either of the other people that drove up with us, one case being my brother's girlfriend, and the other one being my youngest sibling, Eric. If Eric had his permit, would be great. If Vivi had her license, would be great. But yeah, neither of them did. So it's just me and Eli, totally baked out of our brains on Saturday, trying to hold it together while driving 13 hours. Wow. I had basically a choice of either Sunday, me and Eric are just going to drive back, or Sunday I'm going to stay there and recover. And 3 days before, I made the conscious decision to stay a day in Portland, and then drive back on Monday, which totally was the right call. The drive back on Monday didn't hurt as bad. We took some longer breaks, and we still did it in 10 to 12 hours. We did a lot faster, not so much weight in the vehicle, not having to kind of follow someone.
You didn't hit any...
We hit no traffic on the way back. I was so thankful.
Well,
right, that was the big
probably
thing.
already there.
So yeah, we left Portland about 9ish, maybe 9:30. We got back to San Jose about 8 something. We took about I think 3 or 4 breaks during the whole drive, so it wasn't bad at all. So yeah, I'm still kind of in recovery mode from that drive, and I have a flight tomorrow at 9:30, so I'm just I'm pretty out of it. I'm really tired. I've done a lot of laundry in the past 12 hours. Oh boy! All right, Will's ready to just kind of crash.
Well, just drink your water and make sure you get roughage, because apparently they don't have that most of
as from last year, me talking about it. Yeah, veg is going to be key to find there, because
do what we did in PAX and go to we found our roughage at in Pike's Place Market. We found the fruit stands were really nice. But just go to the store and get apples or a bag of bag
something,
of spinach.
Maybe
or
just
something,
get a bag of
carrots,
salad mix, and some paper bowls, and just eat it periodically over the course of a couple days.
Go to Texas, eat barbecue, don't shit for a week.
That's it. I think the first place we're hitting up, the Moonshine. We definitely know they have veg there from our experience last year, so that'll kind of help out. But I'm going to need something else, otherwise my body's going to die. That's another thing I can do. But yeah, just something. So yeah, that's kind of
been
my week and gonna be my week, and yeah, that's why I sound maybe like a mess or I'm tired.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to get 4 days off because of 4th of July, and my boss is trying to appease me because I don't like the shit, but which has helped. But I would like to go to Rooster Teeth. I really would, but I hear I watch their podcasts a lot. It's and every now and then, when they get close to RTX, they just look at the camera and go, "It's fucking hot here. If you're coming to RTX, bring water."
God,
and it's
I watched the most recent one, and I'm like, no, don't say this shit. Don't stare directly in the fucking camera and say this shit to me. You sons of bitches, don't do this.
Yeah. Did you watch the most recent Off Topic?
Yes. Yeah.
So, the thing I liked about that one is Michael's whole rant. I didn't see it because Twitter's just not working on some of the devices that I have. But he got into this argument on Twitter because he buys, I forget what they're from.
Company that does custom controllers.
Yeah, they do custom controllers, hand paint and everything like that. And they cost because someone's putting the time into making it. They cost Yeah, and I was dicking around with it and it was like I got the controller up to like 260 something bucks. Because I was just like picking what I want colored and engraved and all this other shit. And I mean, I get it, but he said something I really liked. They also said something that I liked because they understand it, which is art costs time. You need to pay them properly. You can't just like throw it off like, well, it's just a drawing. It's easy. Well, why don't you do it, motherfucker?
Context, actually, like more context than that is. Michael recently bought a pair of Joy-Cons that look like
that's it.
Original Nintendo controllers, like that color scheme and design. And he mentioned he paid $200 for it because it was a limited run. They didn't do a whole lot. And he posted it on Twitter, and people were bitching at him that he would spend $200 for this controller that typically is an $80 controller. And I can see the initial reaction of, oh my god, that's so fucking expensive. But to find out,
like, to bitch at him for it,
and it's also like he brings up a good point. It's art. You're paying for art. You're paying for a time-consuming task to dismantle an entire unit, paint it, and put it back together again. And to make it unique and custom. It's not cheap. Ashley, you do a hell of a lot of art.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's like...
I just got done with a commission that's going to net me like $195.
Right.
For like a family WWE portrait, basically.
Which is like and someone, like, someone found you, saw your artwork and was like, I love this. I have something I want done in your style. And I'm sure you guys talked about, price, what to expect.
Yeah, I have a list drawn up so they see it. It's like, check that out before you even message me. Cool. And it's broken down so that it's okay. For line work, this is what it starts at. For each character, you add this price. You want color and shading, this is the base price. Add for each character, colored lines, complicated backgrounds. So that's kind of the way to do things.
Yeah.
And then I basically figured out the price by doing a bunch of assignments just for myself.
Cool.
And timing them and what was involved with them. Mm-hmm. And then when I saw how much time they were and saying, okay, on average, this type of piece takes me this long.
Sure.
Then I said, okay, let's say I was being paid $20 an hour.
Mm-mm.
And then broke it down from there to where it was a little more reasonable. And that's how I ended up coming up with that chart, which is a good tip for any artists out there, because I went into it completely blind and I just did not know what to do to get started with commissions. And that's basically how I did it. Is you time yourself, you figure out what steps take how long, and figure out what price per hour you want, and break it down from there.
Yeah. So like when people complain about like, oh, you could be doing so much more with your money, that's not like people should kind of not come in with that kind of thought process. If someone's willing to pay that much money, it clearly is meaningful for them. They're clearly buying it because it's either something they clearly want, that money for them at that point is not a constraint in their life, and so they can afford it. It's a particular item they collect. And they're getting one custom made,
yeah, and that's the thing that Michael. Sorry to interrupt. That's the thing that Michael was saying. It was like, I mean, I collect these things. It's art. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it, and it also means I'm a fucking adult who can save his money and spend it on things I want, and I want
a brief interlude there. Given that I work at the grocery store, I was working with tags, and I look up and I see the Yoo-Hoo boxes, and I looked and went, I just realized I'm an adult, and I can buy all of that Yoo-Hoo, and nobody can stop me.
Those are some of
that's the most... good thing.
Yeah, they're the most entertaining moments.
That's my problem. That's my problem in specialties cookies.
Yeah,
I was thinking
it is frustrating when people are like, oh, you shouldn't be saving that money, or you shouldn't be spending that money on an $80 item. Why the fuck are you doing it? He's doing it because he appreciates the work done. It's a unique item. it's something that has meaning for him. Just because it's not within your price range,
Yeah. And
there's
don't
a
jump
really
down the
big
person's
problem.
throat. Let them do it.
There's a really big problem with that amongst people who do commissions.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think that something like, say, the price I charge or something, they're like, well, that's ridiculous. It's like, no, that's normally what I'd be being paid for this type of work with a degree and with all of this stuff. And it's like, it's not going to take me 3 months to get your commission to you because I actually know what I'm doing and it's going to look good.
Right.
But there are people that are my skill level or greater, and I see it's like they're charging $10 for something that might be 30 or 40 for me because they're like, well, nobody's going to buy it at that price, so they go down. So everybody else goes down. So everyone devalues themselves, and then that's what everyone ends up expecting.
Right.
So you could have a really beautiful piece of art, and someone says that's $200, and they go, that should be like $20. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, no. The only people that I've heard that are good with this, almost without fail, is actually the furry community. From what I've had, they have deep pockets, and that was something where it was like I was like, okay, can I draw this again? It had been so long that I was like, I really need to practice on this particular thing before I can go into that. But they've been very good with anybody that they commission, and they pay well, and they end up tipping if they think you don't have a fair price to yourself. They'll be like, no, okay, here's the money that I think you deserve. But in general, it's really hard because people will be like, $10 for this full picture. And then so you come to people who are fairly priced for themselves, and you go, oh, that's way too much. And so everyone goes down, and for me, it's just a matter of, since I have another job, it's like, you know what? If I'm going to take my time to do that commission, I'm going to get paid what I should be paid rather than try to lower it to bring more in.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is like, bitch, I have to pay rent.
Yeah.
You know, there's this thing like, I gotta pay rent.
Well,
I like
a lot
food.
of people will rely just off the commissions for rent, but they're still charging those prices, and they basically have to rely on volume and just hope that it works. So I see a lot of times on like Tumblr, for example, all the time where it's emergency commissions. My rent's due. I can't get food in the house, so I'll do these thumbnails for like $5, and they just try to crank out as many as possible to hope that they can pay.
Quality versus quantity.
Now, granted, they're doing good work, but it's like they're having to keep lowering prices for their skill just to try to talk people in. They basically have to go on sale all the time to draw people in. And so I see a lot of people that panic because of that, because they have stuff due, and you always see these emergency commissions going around, and it just kind of baffles me.
That's intense.
That's nuts. Vice did a thing on. They were talking to basically a career. She was, I forget her name, but she was talking about like she's a career artist, and she makes her living off of commissions, and I think she says she earns maybe a little over $1,000 a month. And that keeps her stable, but she doesn't live in the Bay Area. I think she lives in the Midwest somewhere, so she can afford it. But it's a thing. And like she has like a little group of artist friends, and they get together and they chat and stuff. And one of it's like you have to think about the time it takes to draw this thing. You have to think about. My other window's open. I forgot about that. My apologies. You have to think about like the time it takes for this. You have to think about your posture, how you're sitting, how long you're going to sit. There's all these health things you have to take into effect as well, and plus get paid on time and make sure that everything's done right. Yeah, and that the client's happy. And you can't underprice yourself, which is the problem with it. And it's like just a lack of appreciation of art. And how long it takes anything to do, or it's a lack of appreciation of like how long a movie might take, and how many people are involved with a movie or a game.
It clearly shows people don't have an understanding of the time and effort that it takes for people to be for creative people to create something, to do something. Like It's not an easy thing. It's not just not everybody has the brain power to be like, oh yes, I come up with a masterpiece every 5 seconds. Not everybody's
part
like
of it
that.
is even if you can come up with something very quickly,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, well, it only took you this long to do. Why am I doing it? Why am I paying this much money? It's like, do you know how many years it took me and how much practice it took me and the skills to be able to do it that quickly?
Yeah.
So that's part of it where it's like, well, you could whip this up in like 15 minutes. It's like, do you know why I charged for that 15 minutes? Because I went to school, because I spent so many hours practicing. So people also don't get that.
Yeah.
It's you.
The reason why my hand looks like this. The thing I run into a lot, because at the job I'm currently at, where I'm doing dick all of nothing, except for 20 minutes at the beginning of the day, I draw, because Eli, a friend of ours, she got me a sketchbook and this cool mechanical pencil thing and a few other things for my birthday. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is perfect size to be on a job site. Because I have my 11 by 14 sketchbook and it could be a bit too big. So this little one, and it's nice, and I keep drawing in it. But the thing I hate is when people pass by and go, oh, you draw that? That's cool. Yeah, that's this patronizing thing. Or the one thing that really, like my supervisor did it to me. One of mine supervisors from my company was like, oh, that's cute. Oh, this is you. Oh, yeah. And it's like, don't fucking talk to me like that about the shit that I've been working on. I drew that character like 50 times. Yeah. Turned the pages. And he's like, oh. He's like, I get defensive about that. Like, don't come on, I'm fucking 31. Don't come up to me and act like I'm a 5-year-old and you're going to put it on the goddamn fridge. It's like, go fuck off. That's the problem. It's trying to find the right people to appreciate it. My boss, the owner of the company, she's looked through my stuff and she's like, you're fucking talented. Why are you working here?
I
because I need the money.
The same question.
Yeah. Because I need the fucking money, alright? No one will pay $11 an hour for what I'm doing. I don't think I'm that good. Ashley's far better than me, but, like, I'm not about to put myself out there for commission.
It actually, I didn't until...
I don't draw enough.
Someone asked me first, and that's what sort of drove me to do it, where it was like, I have somebody who wants it now. And I said, hey, I'll try, so I had, someone waiting on me. But even my first commission was I'm actually not sure how aware of this you guys are not, you might already be, but for the listeners, my first commission was somebody who's super into spiders, really into spider ladies, and so while I declined to do anything that was too risque, because I didn't want to do that, man. I'd done Drawloween, and I did a spider lady because it was just for Arachnid Day, and I was like, oh yeah, I was thinking of, there was like an episode of Teen Titans where I think it was like Starfire was going through like her version of puberty or something, and there was that spider lady in there that like wanted to eat her, if y'all remember that one. But I thought...
Barely. I think Spider Lady, Lolth from D&D, who's essentially a spider woman queen
really
thing.
Bitchin'. So I always liked that. Even though it was one episode, I really liked that character. So I was thinking of that, so I drew a spider lady. And someone saw it and was like, oh my god, can you do this? But they were also into not just spider ladies, but like super heroines being like tied up and shit. So, on my page, y'all. I got paid for it though, so suck it. On my page is some spider lady whose boobs are way too big, and that was actually me holding back because he kept being like, bigger boobs, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. But it's like Wonder Woman tied up in some web or something, but I was like, you know what? He got me to do, actually, you know what? I'm not even 100% sure he's he, so I will say they, because I am not sure of that gender.
Fair enough.
They paid me for that, but at the time, it was actually, I did theirs, it was probably the fourth one I did, because I had contacted them when I put the commissions up, and 3 other people had contacted me before them, because I now had them up for that other person. They wanted the Undertale tattoos that I do. Okay. So I did theirs. That person came back to me. I honored the original price that I said for them. But then later they came back like, hey, if I gave you like a bundle, let's say 5 or something like that. You know, if I gave you 5 assignments, could I only pay like this, like a group pricing sort of thing? And I was like, you know, no, these take me too much time. Like, I'd rather just do it one assignment at the time and the price for each one. Like, okay, that's kind of expensive, but I was like, no, it's... They never came back to me after that. They just wanted it for cheap. They originally got it pretty cheap for the first one, because I was like, you know what? You're the first person to ask me, and you've had to wait so long for me to set up commissions. Like, I gave it to him for like $40 or whatever. That was my base price.
Wow.
So I was like, you know what? That's fine. Because now I can make more money because I'm actually out there, and it was because of this person asking. But I was like, yep, that was my first one. They kept being really intent in some of those messages about what they wanted happening in that picture, till I had to be really blunt, like, you're creeping me out. I told you I am not doing anything too weird in that. And then finally they're like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't realize how creepy I'm being, I'll stop. I was like, all right. I haven't had to deal with them again since, so there's that.
That's what I don't really get about the artists that draw hentai, and it's like, man, you have a career that does that.
It's kind of this one thing where I'm like, oh really? But then it's like, well, you're getting paid, and those people are probably getting paid more often than I am, because more people are commissioning them for that. I've gotten to the point where it's like, sometimes I'm like, should I just for the money? And it's just like, I don't have too much family that's too involved with my art and stuff. I'd have to set up like a whole nother account to pull off stuff like that. And I was like, I don't feel like going through that trouble there. You know what offends me the most, though, is when I see very poorly drawn hentai. Like, MS
it's awful.
Paint.
All
MS
of it's
Paint
poorly
level
drawn.
shit.
All of it.
No. Okay. So, on accident, some of my pony art, I swear this is on accident, has ended up in some porn group. And it's completely...
Really now?
It's those... Yeah, no, so it's the angel pictures that I did, where it was like the Cherubium and the old Phantom Luna and stuff. So I mixed it with, like, you know, the really mythological angel stuff. And so they got added to what I was assuming. I looked at the titles and it was like Mature Equestria and stuff like that, but it was a gore piece that I had. So I'm assuming, okay, so it's obviously not just a, you know, do-all group. It's probably because it's a gore piece. So I accepted it being added without having looked at the group first, because I knew it just got more views to my page regardless. And then I started getting all these people adding me. And so anytime somebody adds me over on DA, I check and I go look at their profile just to see, you know, what kind of people are coming and looking at my stuff. I just started seeing a lot of clop, man. And I'm like, wait a second, where did I add this? And I went and looked, I was like, oh no, Shane. And I went and told him, I was like, Shane, so there's this group, and it was called, like, Equestria After Dark. And then he's like, I already know where this is going.
Anything with the words after
I was like, you know
dark.
what, it got me. And I was right, it did get added to a gore folder, which is what I was expecting of it. But I assumed, I was like, oh, there's probably some stuff on there, but it's more mixed up. But it was literally a flood of clop, and then like one tiny little gore folder in the corner. I was like, you kidding? I thought it was going to be a little more balanced here. But yeah, so now I keep getting these ads, but then I get just more upset when I click on it, and it's really badly drawn MS Paint clop. That almost offends me, but I was just like, at least if it's well drawn, you put it out there for somebody. What does this MS Paint thing do for anyone?
Is MS Paint still around? And like,
it's still
on Windows 10. I don't have Windows 10s.
You'll find it.
Yeah, it's just Paint. I think it's what.
I have Sketchbook Pro, so it's like I don't need that shit.
Once when I was trying to show someone something. This is since I don't have Photoshop, and this is before I had GIMP. I was like, okay, I just need to like show someone something on an image and be like, this needs to be fixed. So I was like, fuck it, paint, photo, stupid line, done. Send it. If the person has questions, I can explain it better later.
Yeah, but some people still draw on it, paint. And they draw porn in it.
Yep. Now they do.
And it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah. Fucking just get GIMP. It's at least
I was gonna
free in a Photoshop. Like, it's a bad Photoshop, but at least it's a miles above paint. Holy crap.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a light Photoshop. I would say it's really more like imitation Photoshop. You know, it's like the cheese you get in Kraft mac and cheese. You know, it's not really the product you want, but it kind of gets you there.
And not worry. Is this project I'm working on? You know, if I'm working in an illegal version of Photoshop, am I going to get reamed for working on a project with this? And I sat there for a second. I was like, yeah, that would be bad. I'm just going to get GIMP, and it'll be good enough to do editing and creating templates and stuff for the game I'm working on. And down the road, it'll get fixed up and cleaned up in an actual version of Photoshop. So I'll take GIMP and its free brokenness over legality issues down the road.
Yeah. That's smart. I was going to talk about a dumb I did, but considering the topics that we've been on, that's a lot of dumb.
Continue with your dumb.
My dumb is just my dumb is I bought some stuff when I already have a big backlog. But there's a sale. Course. You have to understand what I'm saying. So, because, I still have birthday money. Well, I'm cheap as fuck. So my birthday money went into savings and stayed there. And then Xbox decided to have a sale. So I got 4 games for about $65.
Nice.
And I got the Battlefield 1 and the Titanfall 2 package. They're still selling that. So I got that for like a little less than 40. And then I got both Wolfenstein 1 and Bad Blood, which I keep wanting to call Bad Blood something. Bad Blood something else.
Yeah.
Old Blood.
That's where
I keep calling it Bad Blood.
Oh, Wolfenstein.
There we go. I always
Wolfenstein's
fuck up.
my thing, man. When you guys were talking, last time you guys were talking about it, I got so hyped about it that I actually wanted to come on the next podcast, and I was gonna ask Shane when he got home, but I fell asleep, and then he came in, and all that I got out of him, he was just, and then I fell back asleep. So I didn't get to tell him I wanted to come on. I just fell back asleep. So I was like, I'll come back on some other time. But yes, Wolfenstein. I'm super hyped for New Colossus. Yep. That trailer was great. If you haven't played the first one, play it. Play it. So, just for our general listeners.
My problem is I have a backlog. Still need to finish Doom.
I'm still working on that, but I'm taking my time with it. I don't have a lot of time because I've been doing commissions. I do animation work for Ambient White / used to be Ambient Prologue. So I'm doing animations for that. I did commissions. You guys know life's been crazy over here. But I got Prey. Yeah. I got to go through Prey. That's been a little harder for me because when I sat down to play it, I'm just not used to the controller anymore because I've been doing PC for so long at this point that I'm like trying to shoot and I'm like, I'm not used to these sticks anymore, man. Versus in the other games I could wipe it out in a couple of seconds, something that's taken me forever over in Prey. I had been going through the old Tomb Raiders, but I haven't touched that since I moved. I got Doom, but like, for example, I sat down to play it, and I got through a level, and I wanted to start over to go get some challenge or something like that, because I'm having enough fun just sort of... It's got a story to it, but it's obviously not a super story-driven thing. You're really in it for the sake of the game. Not. So to go back and start, like, I don't feel like, oh, but I'm missing out because I'm not getting to the end of the game. I'm like, no, I want to see if I can what was one of the challenges? I had to get something by, like, leg sweeping 4 of these particular enemies, but to leg sweep, you have to come up at him at a certain angle for his left leg. But it's like...
Yeah, you have to look at the left leg and then do the gory kill.
You have to come at them from the front and do it, because, for example, I came at them, say, from the left leg, and then instead I just kicked his knee in. I'm like, that's not what I needed. And then I keep dying because I'm trying to focus on them and get them out of the way, or kill everybody else and leave them, so that way I can go focus and try to get that leg sweep. But then they're over there frying me while I'm not looking, and I'm just like, dude. But I think I missed, like, 1 by the time I finished that. But I was like, I'll just go play through again. There was some other challenge I didn't get, so it was just go, look around a little more and stuff. So I'm having a lot of fun with it, though. I love my old school FPS to the point that I am one of the people that played the new Duke Nukem. I own it.
But that game, that is a game, to say the least.
So here's what I said going into it. I was like, I don't expect it to be a good game. I expect it to be a Duke Nukem game, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. The 90s, old school Duke Nukem. And that's what I got. And so I was happy. I wasn't looking for anything spectacular. I was like, I just want this in its same form. So I had enough fun going through with it, and I like me my shooters. So that's my thing. I don't really care for Shane likes kind of like another style of game. I really don't tend to do online stuff. I really just want to stick with my campaign, and do my thing with it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there.
Yeah, I what was it for Wolfenstein? What is it? 5 different difficulties?
Yes.
I think so.
I think it's 4 or 5.
Wolfenstein, though, I think it's 5. And I was talking with some kid at work, and he was asking me what difficulty I did it on. And I started at, if there is 5, and the middle one's normal, then I started one above that. I started like one above it, wiped through the game, and was like, oh, that was almost too easy, and then went to like the hardest one. Then again, it was like I went through to get the different timelines and stuff, and then I was like, no, I actually want like some sort of challenge, so I went to the harder one. Then they have a bunch of other modes that I don't think it's been just a matter of time that I haven't been able to sit down with them, where it's like, play the whole game, but you have 1 life. Or, enemies have, like, you've only got this much health, you've got, like, a super amount of health, but that's all the health you have for the entire game. You die. It's stuff like that. So there's a bunch of challenges that they have. So I've replayed it a couple of times since then, doing random things, getting other timelines, wanting to get all the collectibles and stuff like that. And that's something where it's great, because it's not just, I feel like I get that 90s shooter out of it, but also I'm getting such a great story with it. That's really what stole me away. When it was first coming out, I was thinking, oh my god, a remake of Wolfenstein. This is gonna, oh my god, what's gonna happen? But so I looked into who had it, which is Machine Games. And if you're not aware, Machine Games is actually a branch of Starbreeze. And Starbreeze, it's people that broke off from it to create Machine Games. And Starbreeze is my favorite company. They did the Chronicles of Riddick games, they did the Darkness, and so they've done my favorite games, and it wasn't something like, oh, I follow this company specifically, and just, so I say I like their games. It's that I played these all, I loved them, and realized, wait, this was all the same company, and I would go, wash the floors in their bathrooms for like a year if it meant I got to go work there or something like that. Like, I love that company. I love their style. So when I saw they had it, or a branch of them had it, I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried at all. And it came out, and it was just a good game, because you have moments of dialogue where it's just really showing, like, he's not showing a lot of emotion because you're doing a lot of, he's that war-torn guy, he's just got to charge through, but you start to see the effect it would have on somebody. He's not having breakdowns, so it's not like that, like, oh, he's all tough, and then he goes in a closet and cries or something like that. But it's his thought process as you listen to him narrate. You're like, holy shit, there's something wrong with you, dude, or you're really scared of this, but it's not sinking in, right? So the game was also surprisingly feminist, which I was super happy about. I was like, hey, look, yeah, they treat the women like they're freaking competent. She's not just his fuck buddy over there. So I found
the difficulties.
Oh yeah,
what difficulties? For New Order. So from easiest to hard, it's Can I Play Daddy, which is very easy. Don't Hurt Me, Bring 'Em On, I Am Death Incarnate, and I'm probably going to mispronounce this because I think it's German, but Huber, which probably means super. It's Uber, Uber, but it's got the little two
that's
dots
how it's
above the U.
Yeah, so. It's still Uber.
Correctly spelled. Yeah, no, it's said the same way though. I started with Death Incarnate, and then that actually was a little easy for me, so I just went over to Uber after that. But then they have way harder difficulties that I just haven't had the time to sit down with. I'd love to, but I also know that they would give me, a challenge that unfortunately I do not have the time to sit down and deal with right now. So,
yeah. My problem is I bought these 4 games. Stupid. I still have to finish Doom. I still have to finish Shadow of Mordor. And there's one more in there, Mad Max, but there's no sequel to that. And Ori and the Blind Forest, and there's no sequel to that.
Yeah,
not yet. Not yet to both.
The sequel to Ori is not out yet, but it was announced at E3.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotta play fast.
I think it's called Will of the Wisps. Yeah. It's not going to come out for a few years, so we got time.
Well, it just sucks because I really don't feel like I have the time to play because the schedule at work. So it's like when I want to play, it's the weekends, but then my body's like, no.
Yeah, that's why I don't do a lot of. I don't do a lot of open world games.
Bullshit!
Anymore,
I want to play.
It's not because I don't like them. It's because if I have the campaign, I have that storyline, I can just follow it, and I know I can get to an end and be done and have that enjoyable experience. But when it's open world, I'm like, I'm not going to sit down and play it because I'm going to feel guilty about how much time I'm spending on it when I have all these other things to do. At least with a campaign, I can sit down for an hour or two and be like, I've made progress in this, and I can come back to it later, versus an open world, if you're just screwing around, it's like, I don't have time for this right now. Which, if I wasn't doing anything else on the weekends, I would. But I have all these other projects that I'm trying to keep myself busy with, and it's just like, I don't have time for any of that.
Yeah, that was my problem with Sleeping Dogs, which is an open world game. So this is there's just too much to do. But, then after a while, after I beat the game and the DLC, it's like, alright, why am I just constantly going after these collectibles? This shit. I have to play a different game. Yep. So.
Yes.
Play Doom. I should probably beat Doom, and I should probably go back to Shadow of Mordor and beat that, because I think I might maybe be close, and I really was enjoying it, but Gears of War
depending on how you want to play it, you could probably smash through real quick. I know I haven't played it for much amount of time, but a lot of it's just been the way I want to play it. I want to do all those little challenges. I want to get these special shots and stuff like that. So I've been really just taking my time with it and enjoying it, versus if you're kind of like, hey, I just want to play through, I want that fast experience and at least get it completed, and maybe I can come back to it later. You could probably get through it pretty fast.
I cracked through it pretty
quickly. I mean, I'm in hell right now. In the game, not in life. Kind of in life, but in the game, I'm in hell. Yeah. I'm in hell. I forget how far I am in hell.
You're not in there very long.
Well, you
yeah, I
you're
guess.
not in there
I just
that
got
long
out,
the first time. You go back there a few times.
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think I told Will when we were hanging out. I got the what's that gun called?
The Gauss rifle.
The Gauss rifle.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, Gauss rifle. Yeah. So I got the Gauss rifle. Going around. I should just kill a bunch of shit. I'm backtracking to get this one collectible, but it's like, I'm fucking, go kill.
Dude,
go
that weapon
kill.
is.
I have like 50 other games to play.
That weapon was my favorite, and I think I used it. Primarily used that through the rest of the game. Once I got it and got that sumbitch fully upgraded, that gun gets real good.
Yeah, I would love to keep using it, but at the point I'm at, I wasn't sure like how much ammo I was getting for it. So I usually tend to use it on anything that's flying or anything that I can get at a distance. So I basically use it as a sniper. Shotgun is basically what I'm using for everything. I just get up in people's face, or I'll sit back where it's like the little, like the base zombie dudes. I'll sit back with the pistol because it has a scope on it and just pick them off before I walk into the area and get to the real guys.
Yeah. The Gauss uses the same ammo type as the plasma. Yeah,
plasma.
So they
oh shit.
Yeah, so they share the same ammo type. So.
Or I forgot because last time I looked at it, it's like last time you played this March. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I left you for so long.
Yeah, so like.
Oh no, that's nothing. Last time I played it was last June 2016. So. I restarted.
Once you find out like, the
game.
ammo types that like the guns use, like the heavy weapons outside of the BFG, the Gatling gun and the Gauss rifle have shared ammo with their respective weapons. So
okay,
I feel you on that where it's like, all right, this is a heavy weapon, it has limited ammo. Nah, they were smart.
All right.
2 ammo types, fuck it, easy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also made a dumb when it came to sales and backlog.
Oh yeah,
and that is the entire BioShock collection was like $15
worth.
I was like, because I have all of them for yes
on Steam.
I have all of them for Xbox 360.
Yeah,
and when they had said they were doing the remastered edition, they're like, hey, if you already own it, you get it for free.
Right.
And I emailed them about it because I went and found my old copies because they did not specify that it was PC only. That was the only way. And I don't think it was a matter of that they didn't want to, they just did not know how to. It was a lot easier to verify via PC, but I'd gone through everything in my garage and gotten all of the games, which is also when Shane found out that I own Indigo Prophecy. That's why I hate the bro that made it so much, because he's like, wait, you own it, that's why you're so angry, because he's like, you've played this. I said, I played through the whole thing, I thought the game was going to be great, I was so angry, and that's why I hate him now. I actually made Shane watch an entire playthrough of it, where somebody there was some group of YouTubers that went through all of his games and just like endured them for the sake of talking shit about them. So I played it just to show him how horrible it was.
Of those games, Heavy Rain is probably the best of them. And
well, I knew better after Indigo Prophecy. So
Detroit Becomes Human looks like it could be good.
Well,
it's still
it does.
Early, though.
So did Indigo Prophecy at its time.
Yeah.
So I just don't trust. I want to see how this falls. I was really hyped about Detroit, and then as soon as I saw it was making it, I was like, I don't trust this at all. I'm gonna just watch it blow up. But yeah, I have a feeling that's gonna end up being really bad. But I got all the BioShock games, and I emailed them and asked them about it. And the guy that emailed back, he's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And he's like, and I feel so bad because I'm such a super fan too, and I was super excited in my email. Like, how do I do this? Like, I was gonna move, and I couldn't take my Xbox with me, and so I'm super hyped to have these on PC, because then I get to play it, and I was thinking of replaying it, and so, and he's like, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
It's only if you have it on PC, and I was like, oh. He's like, I'm so sorry, like, it's okay, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
But then it's $15, it's all the games, I believe all of the DLC for it, and Minerva's Den, which I actually didn't have because that was at a time I usually don't do DLC, like I've said before, except for the fact that I did it for BioShock Infinite, and that was definitely worth it.
It was definitely worth it. Minerva's Den's really good. I enjoyed it.
Yes, but I haven't actually played Minerva's Den, so I'll be able to get through that now because I do have it with that collection that they put up, but it is everything. Yeah. I was like, nope, I'm spending this money. I need this. I need it for the computer, because me going back to the Xbox, it will be forever if the damn thing still works, if it hasn't melted from the heat at this point out there. I just don't have space for it out here, and I don't have space for all those games.
Right.
And I'd love to have it, but it's just a lot easier to compress everything onto the computer.
I only bought one thing during the Steam sale. I bought XCOM 2. The deluxe edition, for 20 some odd bucks, because it's getting a new DLC, which I was like totally fucking surprised when I saw that during E3. I was like, this game that's been out for a fair amount of time, and where it's, you know, getting kind of a spiritual a continuation through point something. I know we talked about it a while ago. The fact that it's getting a new DLC with some new aliens, I was like, 20 some odd bucks? Sure, fuck it, I'll buy this damn thing. This looks great, I'm hyped for it. I like XCOM 1, so it was kind of a no-brainer for me to decide to pick up XCOM 2. And mod the fuck out of it.
I got two things. I got two things from the Steam sale, which I'm just saving because of a new computer. One I can hardly play on this computer. One's called Domania. I think I'm mispronouncing it. It's basically pixelated gladiators. Yeah. It looked interesting, so why the hell not? $5. And I got City Skylines because I like the building games. I haven't got that on Xbox because I don't know about the controller in that game. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to playing those when I can. But then I have these other games to play. The Necro Pack came out for Diablo 3, and you wanna talk about like even
going through withdrawals. It's like I'm currently not working, so I kind of have more or less a fair amount of free time. Hopped on that son of a bitch, and I was like, oh right, yeah, this is why I don't typically play this game, because at a certain point it's just a drug. And Necro came out, and I was like, holy shit, this plays like Diablo 2 Necro, but better, but worse, but still is fucking great. But fuck, that vein just opened up real big and has been leeching off of it real hard.
Yeah, Wilf is following the dragon and trying to kill it.
After I have dinner, I'm probably gonna hop back on because I'm trying to complete an achievement. Which gives you a unique set of wings for the Necromancer.
Don't you need a pack, bruh?
Listen, packing will take all of 20 minutes. I have since my last quote-unquote vacation to Portland, that bag didn't really change a whole lot.
Yeah,
the clothing hopped out, went in the washer, and then the clothing will hop in. So that one won't take too much. Yeah.
All by magic. Another game I'm happy. That's two things about game releases. The StarCraft Remastered is coming out.
Yes.
August 14th. That's when it's coming out.
Yeah.
And it's only $15. So
that one hurts me because again, I'm on the backlog. I don't have any time, and that will be my drug.
Yeah.
So it's like I want it because I love StarCraft, but I know it'll be 5 in the morning. It'll be go to bed. You have work in a couple hours. Nope.
It's just it's a nice like sheen they kind of went over it. They didn't change much. It's just it looks very pretty. You can probably watch the trailer for it. But that's coming out August 14th, and the game I've been looking forward to for a long fucking time, because we were talking about art earlier and how long it takes to do something, but Cuphead is coming out on September 29th. Yeah, and that's actually... Why is that date familiar? Oh, my parents' anniversary, that's what's familiar.
At least you remember that.
I got you Cuphead for your anniversary. Why am I getting you a gift? But that's coming out on September 29th, and that game supposedly is hand-drawn. Which I am really excited for, and it's like cartoony, and it's a platformer, and I'm like all about that shit, so I'm happy. It's coming to Steam, and PSN, and Xbox Live.
It looks fantastic, and it's
that sounds like a Let's Play I'll be watching.
Very much so. It's going to be fun.
It looks like an old 40s cartoon, but colored.
Definitely inspired by, like, Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steamboat Willie, all that kind of stuff.
Is that the new trend right now? Because we just got Bendy and the Ink Machine. And
It may be. It may be the new trend
Bendy
and
the
now.
Ink Machine?
It's not a bad one, though.
I did not hear
Bendy and the you don't know about that one? There's like 2 chapters
Nope.
out to it, I think, right now. We're super behind in the Let's Plays we watch because of all this, moving. Set us like probably a month back, and we've still been trying to catch up.
Yeah.
But Bendy and the Ink Machine is basically if you had Mickey Mouse, but instead, like, they sold their soul to the devil to, like, have Mickey Mouse instead. So he's like an ink demon thing. I actually heard about it first through fandom from it because a bunch of songs were popping up, and there's this funny like AU of it basically going around where he's just bitching on the animators. So it's like the cartoon itself is giving shit to the animators. He's like, why am I not on model? This is what the sheets are for. And so Shane's been enjoying that one too whenever I find any of those. But I think the game only has like 2 chapters, so you could probably go watch a Let's Play of it or something.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, it's a horror game, and it's like one of the old animators comes back to the studio, and it's all run down and haunted by Bendy and these ink monsters at this point. And they kind of get their work of 3D, but also 2D by using like cutouts that are around the studio. So they'll use those, and they pop up in weird places, which that really trips me out. Because I have like a thing with like cardboard stand-ups and stuff, and I don't know what. I mean, I own one, but it's also very tall, so I think it kind of like I get more of the perspective of it. But versus if it's at eye level, my brain kind of like trips out for a second, and I think like someone's actually there. Like where it's like that's a No, it's not. Yeah. I hate the Muppet one we have at the store because it'll be I work overnight. And it'll be like 3 a.m, and I turn down the aisle, and that thing's just staring at me because somebody moved it. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, y'all remember Han Solo in college, right?
There's a Harry Potter one too,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, there's a Harry Potter one as well.
But, yeah, so they have some interesting art going on with it. It's really pleasant to look at. So, if not even for the game, just like watch a little bit of it just to see kind of the art style is a nice little thing to look at. But the game seems interesting, and they're slowly kind of getting into more lore of it. A lot of the lore that I see right now looks like a lot of fandom created stuff, so I haven't been diving too heavily into it because I want to stick with what's actually happening, especially because I don't get to watch too often. But yeah, that's also the whole little 1940s thing, and there's some neat songs in that vein that have come out of it.
Yeah. Actually, another game that's actually hand-drawn, though it's a bit older, is Skullgirls. Like, the characters and their animations are hand-drawn, but they're, like, overlaid and lit 3D, which gives them a huge pop to it.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Cool. Yeah, so I still have not played that game because I can't find the breakaway cable to
I haven't played it, and that's not for not wanting to. That's another one that I think I would sit too long on.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. I've been wanting a fighting game, so that's why I got it. but we'll see what happens if I get a chance to play. My backlog's too fucking big.
Yep. Totally.
Oh, and
I just want to...
speaking of BioShock, as we were a minute ago, one of the things you guys had brought up in the podcast some time back that I was surprised BioShock did not come up in this conversation was Far Cry 5. I was surprised that BioShock Infinite did not come up with that. Because that's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
You got, what if the South seceded and flew up into the sky?
Yeah. Well, from my understanding, what the story of Far Cry 5 is about, because, radical group take over this town and everything, it'd be more like if that radical group succeeded in what they were doing, taking over this town, and then launched said town into the sky. That's kind of a stretch. But it kind of goes
it's also
where it is.
The horror element that comes out of that. They've been playing on that for a while.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are thinking, I think you guys had mentioned, wow, the timing of this is pretty spot on. But I had pointed out to Shane afterwards, I was like, it's actually, I said, because you guys were like, hey, it's been in creation for a couple of years, so it's not like they knew this was coming.
Yeah.
And I said, no, that's part of, that's the trend. That's why BioShock Infinite hit. And that's why it was around. People have already been seeing this kind of building up. So it's kind of, not that everyone knew what was going to happen, so it is very on point, but a lot of those things were still going to be present regardless. And we saw it raising up a couple years back. So for somebody to start an idea like that, it's just all building up together. So it was definitely something that, in a sense, was planned. Like, they knew what was bubbling. And that's the same things that Infinite played off of.
Yeah, I saw an article that was about, this is Ubisoft's basically game to criticize America.
Yeah.
Which, okay, I get. I mean, that's exactly what they're doing. This French company is going to criticize this other country. Okay, fine. Criticize away. I mean, we do it all the time here.
I mean, that's the point where I'm going to say it's just a game, where there's a lot of places where you have to take that seriously, but at the same time, you're looking for an enemy, and we use Nazis, we use ISIS, and they're just finding, or you find something a little more insidious growing from somewhere else, and you tack on to those things and those social fears and play into that. That's you're just looking for an enemy at that point. It doesn't even have to be that it's all criticizing America, but there's a group where they're like, this works really well as an enemy for the game. So I think they were inspired by that group that took over that. That's the Bundys.
I guess it was Ranger. The Bundys. I think they were inspired by that.
Yeah, there was a lot leading up to that. In other news, just a quick thing. We've got Undertale's coming back, which I'm happy about.
Are they making a sequel to it?
So it's not a sequel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically,
They're kind of redundant.
So Toby Fox realized, hey, this is based off of JRPGs.
Yeah.
And the problem is, people in Japan really can't play it because it's not localized. Okay, let's localize it.
Cool.
But also, a lot of people don't play PC in Japan. So what they did is they are releasing a PS4 version.
Oh, nice.
And a physical PC version, so that they have it, so that you have a physical version.
Right.
But even though I already own Undertale, I'll probably be getting it anyways because it comes with a locket that is an actual music box.
Cool.
Like, it's not just like, oh, it's an audio that sounds like a music box. It actually is one. So I was pretty hyped about that. I was like,
nice.
I just want it for the music box. And I think there might be an art book or something with it too, which will be nice.
Yeah. Hollow Knight is getting the same kind of similar treatment. It mostly has a digital representation of it, and it's getting a physical bundle for itself. So that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, so super hyped about
Yeah,
that, but it
well,
also
that'd be
means
neat.
that all the art and the fandom is kicking back in, so it's all coming back up on my feed, and I'm getting my drug back.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
And hopefully
Right,
that rolls in some commissions for me, because that's what I specialize in.
Definitely.
Yeah. We have to wrap up because we're going pretty long, but Ashley
Yes,
wants to tell one little story. So
I am connecting it
try and
back
tell it.
from you guys going to the griddle when I was last on this podcast. And I think of the griddle,
boy.
I need to tell
Oh my
you
God.
of an opposite experience called Waffle House. So,
Okay. I've heard of Waffle House because I was a fan of like Jeff Foxworthy.
but let me tell you about Waffle House. So we're driving across
Go
the
ahead.
country, me and my dad, and we're in one of the hotels, and we're gonna head out early, and we're trying to figure out where to eat on the way back. And it's okay, what do we got here? I was like, oh, bro, there's a Chick-fil-A right down the street, and they got bomb breakfast burritos. He goes, they do? Really? I said, yeah, I know they didn't used to have them, but they do now. He goes, well, he could see from the window. He goes, there's a Waffle House there. That sounds good. Let's go. I'm like, dude, Chick-fil-A's good. He's like, nah, I'm in the mood for some waffles. Let's go to Waffle House. I'm like, okay. We drive up to that Waffle House, and he said his first sign should have been that one of the employees was smoking right next to the main entrance. That should have tipped him off. But he didn't. He was determined for his waffles, and we went in. This place basically looks like a rundown, shady-ass 50 diner. And we sit in, and it's super early.
Oh.
I can't remember what time it was. I mean, we got up at a bunch of weird-ass times to go drive. But the menu is basically just the placemat that you have near you.
Yeah.
And it's not even like there's a ton of options. There's like 2 or 3 options. And we go, okay, there's not a lot of options, but maybe they got bomb-ass waffles. Maybe that's what it is. They specialize. Okay, we're still hopeful. We get those waffles, and he looks so disappointed. And when we finally walked out, not only, because he's looking around the whole time like this place shady, right? But we walk out, and he goes, that was a horrible decision. I was like, why did you do this to us? He's like, I thought it's Waffle House. Like, you could get waffles with strawberries or blueberries or all different types of topping and whatever you want on top. I thought it was going to be the most bomb waffles. And he's like, and that was not what I got. And we're driving a day later or something. We're out in the middle of nowhere. We're not even hungry. Nothing related to that story. And he's driving, and it's dead silent in the car. And he's staring off into space. And he just says, that Waffle House was the worst decision I ever made in my life. Out of all things I've done, that Waffle House was the worst. And then I found it even funnier because I texted him at random about it because I was at an IHOP, and I was like, I was just thinking about that horrible place called Waffle House. And he's like, something like that just makes you want to forget. And I happened to read a post that day where it was a comedian talking about it, and they said, I've seen a gun 5 times in my life. 3 of them were at a Waffle House.
Damn. That's,
And I was like,
bad.
perfect. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I expect from that place.
Yeah.
So that was part of my travels out here. The Mexican food out here sucks. Just to report back to you guys.
Still bad.
They oh my god.
figured.
I mean, like, we were joking about Casa de Burrito last time, and that's probably better. I know I was saying that was shit if it was called Burrito House, but that's probably bomb compared to the food out here. We went to some place that looked like, they asked some white guy, what do you think Mexico looks like? And he threw up some like party place banners or something like that, and painted it whatever the fuck color he wanted. But they were really excited because it was this new restaurant in town. And we go eat, and I just sit quietly through the whole thing. And Connie finally looks up and goes, well, what do you think? And I just, man, no, please. I don't. And his grandma's like,
Come
the beef
to
dip's
California.
awesome. I'm like, no, man, no, this was horrible. I was like, you don't even know. So now she won't even cook Mexican food in the house because she's worried I'm going to judge it. She's like, I can't make Mexican food like California. I'm like, Connie, it can't be as bad as that place we went to. You're okay.
She could do it. I mean, it's just an ingredients thing.
Yeah, but she doesn't think she's gonna make it Mexican enough, I guess.
Don't know.
Yes.
We're gonna wrap up soon, but considering your Waffle House story, me and Will have a similar story, but it's not Waffle House. It's called Ludi's.
If you live in Seattle, never go to Ludi's.
Never go to Ludi's.
Never go to Ludi's. Never go to Waffle House.
Never go to Ludi's in
Seattle.
Never
go to Ludi's.
Anywhere. Ludi's in Seattle. I just had pancakes. You had some lumpia, Philippines thing. It was good. But then we had a neighbor pop up at the corner of my peripheral. And I looked over and I'm like, yeah, we're leaving.
Pop up at a diner, at any restaurant.
Yeah. At any restaurant. It's a health code violation.
Oh, yeah. It's as bad as you think it could be.
We're leaving. And
if you'd like clarification, audience, a fucking roach crawled up on our table.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A particular kind of roach. It was a baby roach, and it was very, an off-white color, which tells you that the colony was not far. And I think later that night, I paid for it.
Oh, yeah.
And I disappeared, and I came back, and you looked up at the couch. We were watching. I think you were watching Dark Matter, and you looked up and you okay? Never again.
I said to my dad, we could have had Chick-fil-A. We could have had what we really wanted. He goes, well, now you know what you don't want. That's a good way to approach life, obviously. I suppose. Now you know you don't want Ludos.
Yeah.
I guess I'll wrap it up in a higher note, because it'll make this quick. Right now, SGDQ, for those who don't know, it's Summer Games Done Quick, is going on right now. They're still in their first week of doing it, and they've raised. They're a charity thing that they do every year, or twice a year, I guess. To raise money for Doctors Without Borders, and they're kind of in their first week right now, and they've raised about $500,000. If you love watching games get, speed run to a breaking point that you didn't think was ever possible, if you love watching, cool glitch exhibitions, if you love watching, a computer break a game that you never thought could ever be broken in a particular way, do yourself a favor, go to Twitch TV, go watch the Games Done Quick stuff. It is fucking awesome. If you feel generous, please donate. It's for a good cause. We're not being paid for me to plug this advertisement, but I think it's great. I don't really have the funds right now I would love to donate. I don't really have the funds right now to do it. But it's a great cause, and you are indirectly helping someone else out, and it's fun. It's a good time. So totally watch it, support where you can, and have a good time with it.
Yeah, we'll put a link on our Facebook page and Twitter.
Yeah, so I think with that, we're out.
We're gonna do that, and we're out, and I'll do the Shane stuff, which is like our page on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, share our shit.
Comment where you can.
It'd be great.
Please comment with the
comment
picture
where you
of
can.
An angry turkey.
Yeah,
just to piss Shane off.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, yeah,
or
just
Goose.
Do that.
That works too.
That works just as well.
Okay, that works as well. All right,
Deuces,
and with that, we're
Later,
out.
broski.
Peace.